back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to my garden in Wales. It's lovely to have you here today. In case you're new here, my name's Hazel and I garden on a slope of slate on a hill in Wales. Today we are back in the shed and I thought that I would take a few minutes to myself to sit and do some knitting with the chickens and have a cup of coffee before I go off into my day. I thought I'd show you a little bit around the garden, show you how it's looking, because I realise I haven't shown you much this month yet. But to be honest, there's not really been much to show you because we've had so much strong sunshine, no rain, and it's been very, very, very hot. Up on the yard it's been getting to 30-31 degrees, so the garden's probably been about that as well. And yeah, it's just generally been very, very scorchio, very hot. I seem to be disappearing into the shadows, don't I? Yeah, yesterday, gosh, today's Tuesday. Just a sec. Right, I'm back again now. Today's Tuesday, and yesterday we had the most horrendous storm I think we've had in about 20 years, 25 years. It was horrendous. It was the loudest storm I've ever heard anyway. Apart from once when I first got married back in, it must have been 1995. And I remember being woken up by a bomb explosion. It just sounded like a nuclear bomb go off. Well, yesterday was the same. Excuse me, I'm doing my knitting while I'm talking to you. But yeah, yesterday, about 2 o'clock, 5 to 2, started hear rumblings in the distance. And I thought, oh, we're going to get a bit of a storm. There's going to be some thunder. I'll just go and put the chickens away. Put the chickens away. Rumble, 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 rumble for about, oh gosh, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. And then my husband came home. He was home about 4 o'clock, about 4:30. And then doing the tea, cooking tea, no problem. Next minute, sitting there at the table with my laptop out. Big flash of lightning, fork lightning, all the way down the side of the kitchen window, and bang, and I mean bang. It sounded like a nuclear bomb go off. The earth shook, the house shook. I flew under the table, swearing my head off, unfortunately. Yeah, I held my hand up. And I was absolutely petrified. But that wasn't the worst of it. It got worse. It carried on and on and on. Went in the garage. My husband said it was the most torrential downpour I think I've ever seen. The garden was flooded outside the front door. Water everywhere. And we were just looking at each other like, wow, we've never seen anything like it. Anyway, he said to me, because it gets flooded in the room where the freezer is. And he said to me, do you think the freezer's going to be alright? Do you think that room's going to be flooded? I said, I'm not going out there. I'm not going to have a look. Anyway, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go and have a look. Went out in the garage. I laugh about it now, but it was terrifying at the time. It was absolutely terrifying. I went out in the garage, went to open the door. Big flash of lightning straight through the garage. My level, straight the way through. Next minute, bang! Even louder than the other bang. Oh my goodness, I just screamed my head off. I was like, ah, ah, screaming my head off at the top of my voice. Oh my goodness, I've never known anything like it. I was absolutely freaked completely. Anyway, thankfully there was a few more bangs after that, but thankfully I was in the house, out the way. Oh my goodness, what a nightmare. It sounded like we were in a war zone. That's the worst storm, sorry. That's the worst storm we've had since we've been in this house, and I think it must have just gone right overhead, but the I would think the house got struck at the chimney, and we think that's why there was such a loud bang when we were in the kitchen. And one of the bangs just completely blew up the Wi-Fi, so that's completely fried. That's completely gone now as well, so we've got no Wi-Fi. We had no electricity, there was no electric from, thankfully we've managed to cook the tea and eat our tea. Excuse me, I'm going to have to take this off. And then probably about an hour, half an hour later, all the electric went off as well. So I eventually went to bed at 10 o'clock. I thought, you know what, there's no point staying up. I'm just going to go to bed. Oh dear. Yeah, I can laugh about it now, but yesterday it was absolutely petrified. I really did think I was getting blown up when I was in the garage with that bang and a scream in my head off. And I thought I was getting blown up. Oh dear. But anyway, thankfully about 10 o'clock it had all rumbled off into the distance. So it was probably about 6 or 7 hours that we had the storm yesterday. But because of where we live, sorry, that's tickled me that. Because of where we live, we live in kind of at the top of a bowl of the valley. And you can hear it coming from the sea. And you can hear it coming for miles across the mountains in the other direction. And I think we must have just been hearing the storm approaching from like maybe 20, 30 miles away, maybe even further. The thing was, it was swirling. It wasn't sort of moving past, but it kept moving past and then coming back and moving past and coming back. Because when you looked at the sky, you could see the clouds doing this, swirling round, and the above cloud was going in one direction, the lower cloud was going in the other direction, and then it just kept changing and it kept moving. So I've no idea what was going on, what kind of storm it was, but I don't want that again. I don't want that in a hurry. So I thought that I'd better come on. I thought that I'd better come on and let you know that my videos might be a bit ad hoc in the next couple of weeks while I wait for a new Wi-Fi router to come, because that one's completely fried, so I've got to buy another one off Talk. Is it Talk? No, who is it? PlusNet. I've got to get another Wi-Fi router from them, and when that arrives I'll be back up and running again. But yeah, for the time being I'm going to have to go to the coffee shop, so I'm going to treat myself to a coffee from one of my lovely viewers who's contributed to my Ko-fi account. So I'm going to treat myself this morning to a cup of coffee, so thank you very much to you if you have given. It's very kind of you, and it means now I can go to the coffee shop and upload some videos for you. So I've got another 2 videos to come this week, and they are polytunnel videos. There's a bit more of the build and then a reveal of the finished polytunnel, so I hope you're going to enjoy them. I've also had a couple of sick hens, so they feature in one of the videos. And yeah, just generally a bit muddled after all that. I'm a bit muddled after yesterday. Couldn't get a shower last night, so I just ended up going to bed. Took a couple of paracetamol for my head. I went to bed. So yeah, I've been avidly knitting with some hand spun yarn, which I've spun myself, and some 100% wool at the bottom there, that green. But I'm really loving the colours. I hope you like them. But I'm knitting myself a top for the summer. So I think it's got silk in it, I'm not sure. But what I thought I'd do now is I'm just going to get my cup of coffee after all that, and then we'll have a little mooch in the garden, and I'll show you how the garden's looking after the rain, because it was drying out. It just desperately needed a drink. And yeah, just generally, yeah, frazzled. Feel a bit frazzled today, so I thought I'd take a little bit of time to myself, do a little bit of knitting, go for a wander around the garden with you, and show you what's flowering, how the borders are looking, how the roses are looking. And we'll have to excuse the noise because he's come back to make some beehives today. He got sent home early yesterday because of that storm. So yeah, So anyway, I think that'll be it from the shed. So I'll just finish my cup of coffee and then I'll meet you back outside and we'll have a little look around the garden and see what's in flower. So see you in a minute. So this is the view from the shed this morning. It's looking very green after all that rain. Yeah, it looks lovely. So let's go off out into the garden and go and have a look. It's the chickens. Good morning to the chickens. Gertie's feeling better. Pottering about. This has been beautiful, this bush here. I don't know if you can see. But it's had lots of lovely flowers on it. This one here. And it gets this lovely berry on it, a lovely red berry on it in the autumn. So that's looking very nice. The privet is starting to flower as well, which is lovely. Let's take a walk down here. I'll show you the perennial border. Look how beautiful the perennial border's looking today. It's all happy now, it's all had a drink. It's feeling a lot happier. As you can see, there's not many flowers, and what has come through seems to have gone straight to seed because of all that hot weather that we've got. But maybe now we've had a bit of rain, maybe things will perk up a bit. But the daisies are looking beautiful. I do like my daisies. My lupins are looking wonderful. I need to deadhead them so they'll keep flowering. I'm loving this pink flower. I've no idea what it's called, but it's got this lovely, amazing silvery leaf and this amazing flower. But yeah, it's very pretty. And then round here we've got campanula just here, which is the one with the bells. It's all fell over in the rain. There you go, very pretty bell flower. These yellow ones are looking lovely. It's a wildflower and it grows quite wild around here in Wales. I think it's called a linclis, but I'm not sure. I cut the hedge the other day. The little fledglings didn't seem to like it, but these are my white rock, which are waiting to go in between my geraniums. They've had a lovely drink and they're going to have a nice bit of sunshine. So I'm going to put them in as well. As you can see, the geraniums have nearly finished. And these foxgloves are brilliant. I've got a cream one, but the wind battered it, so yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any seeds off it. I'd like to. But have you seen my alliums? I didn't realise they were in here. I've got one there, and I've got one here. So I'm going to have to try and rescue them for next year and put them somewhere more prominent than I can see. Maybe here, in between these two cabbages. These are walking stick kale. The verbena's flowering, which is lovely. My rose is doing really well on this arch. This is the arch where the bees were, the obelisk where the bees were. And this is my dad's rose. Now there's always a bit of controversy as to whether it's Dublin or Ruby. But he had them on his garage in his old house, and then when he was moving, he asked me to take them and I put them in my garden. So these are looking very good, they're looking well. I might put a clematis on here as well, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's lots of yellow going on at the moment. My daylilies have come out. They're just starting to flower. There we are, nice orange flower. They're just starting to flower. Look what the wind did to my umbrella last night in that storm. So I'm going to have to put that away. What have we got in here? Not much going on in here at the moment. This is more of an autumn bed. I have heathers in here and I have dahlias in here. I have lots of dahlias to go in. I've got 12 dahlias to go in, so I need to get a move on with them. So there's not much happening in this border at the moment. As I say, this is more of an autumn border. This one's looking magnificent under the window. Look at this one. Fabulous this morning after all that rain. But I'm loving these antirrhinums. These are gorgeous. And then there's more of this campanula here, these lovely bellflowers. And then we've got the geraniums. And then I've got a cosmos behind here, and then this is my tottering by gently. Doesn't she look gorgeous after all that rain? Do you know, all here yesterday was all flooded. It's filled the pond up. It was that much rain. Because the pond was looking quite empty. Sorry, I'm getting bitten. The pond was looking quite empty, but it's looking quite full today. It needs a good clean. Still no frogs. But yeah, it's looking really good. Round here, I was listening this morning in the house and all I could hear was bees. I was thinking, oh no, we've got another bee swarm. But we haven't. It's, sorry, I'm getting bitten. It's these yellow St John's wort, Hypericum. Look at these. It's gorgeous. Loads of blackberries from last year. But it was crawling with bees about half an hour ago. Absolutely crawling. So this is the side of the house. I haven't shown you down here very much because there's not much going on down here. Apart from a lot of horse flies. But yeah, it's looking very yellow. They're just starting to come out. I only noticed them this morning, so all that rain must have brought them out. So the bees were loving it earlier, but they've gone now. So yeah, have you seen me peaches? I'll show you my peaches. Look at these. Aren't these lovely? Started out really tiny. I didn't know I was going to get peaches this year, but look at these. They're lovely, aren't they? I don't know if some of them are going to rot off because of the weather. But yeah, I'm very pleased. Peaches in Wales, eh? Who'd have thought it? Look at that. So looking forward to eating them. Pond's all filled up nicely now. This rose here is the other one, either Dublin or Ruby. It's got some flowers on it now. Nice roses on it. Sorry, I'm really getting bitten here today. But there we go again. There's tottering by gently, but back again. So there is one thing I do want to show you. These were all my plants all waiting to go in. The red hot poker that I brought from my husband. And my passion fruit, which are going along the sides of the polytunnel. And yeah, there's lots of things to go in still. This is rolled doll. Bit battered again from the weather. Another David Austin. Beautiful rose. Got that off my mum and dad for my birthday 2 years ago. Gertie's looking a bit battered because she took the brunt of the weather last night. Good old Gertrude. So that needs deadheading. Got some lovely flowers on her. I'm not going to show you that direction because that's coming up on Saturday. And then look at this. This is the bee bush. This is that goat's beard. You hear the bees. Look how many bees and things there are on this bush. It's amazing. I could just stand here all day and listen to that bush, you know. Right, let's go and have a look up the top of the garden. Little Aquilegia hanging on there for dear life. I did the hedge, as I say. It's all been nicely cut. Just this end of the hedge. I'm leaving that end because I'm trying to grow it all the same length, get it all the right height. Have you seen my Deutzio? This is one of Gordon's. And isn't it looking lovely? It wasn't as pretty last year. I think it's like the dry weather. But isn't it gorgeous? I noticed it this morning when I looked out the window. I thought, oh, look at that. The bees are liking that as well. I can hear the adders. Got grass snakes back. You hear it? I love that noise. Right, what else have we got to show you? Look at my Deutzio. Isn't that gorgeous? You'll have to excuse the noise up here because we're going up near the bee place now. So, look like this one. I think this is scabious. And then look look at my, whatchamacallit, clematis, this one. Isn't it lovely? I think this is a Montana, but I'm not sure. Isn't it lovely? I just popped it there a couple of years ago and thought I'd just stick it there and see how it does. It seems to love it, absolutely love it. So it needs rescuing a bit, it's getting a bit out of control. If I pop it like that, maybe that'll sort it out. But look at it, isn't it lovely? And then this here is my rambling rector. This is eventually going to go down by the polytunnel. Look at it, oh, it's got to be in. Look at that, you see? That was funny. I wonder it lasted in that rain. Ooh, it smells delicious. Look at it, isn't it lovely? So that's going to go down by the polytunnel, and I'm going to put, I've decided, I'm going to put Pilgrim here, because there seems to be a good spot. So Pilgrim's going to come out of the porch. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to put my apricots and my peach in the porch, because they seem to like it there. But this is my rose walk. Sadly no roses yet, but it's greened up a lot now. The whatchamacallit's finished now, the wistaria's finished, because all the leaves have come. Once the leaves start coming, it's a bit like the magnolia, the flowers finish, and that goes over. So I have got 1 or 2 flowers down here, but not very much. This one's starting to flower now, getting a nice rosebud on it. I think, not sure if that one was Elizabeth. Can't remember now. I've lost all the labels, they've all blown away. Sadly, on my fruit trees this year, the blackbirds had all the cherries, and there's no fruit on the apples this year for some reason. And yet there's lots of currants on my currant bush, so I do need to cover that with netting. There's some nice yellow flowers on this yellow flower here, which is one off Yew Garden. Look how delightful that rose is, isn't it gorgeous? But again, no fruit. So all the bees have gone now from up there. They're going in and out quite happily now. But no swarm, thankfully, they've all gone. This area here is looking very pretty. I'm really enjoying this area now. I have got one of those climbing hydrangeas, which is lovely. This one here. It's just starting to come into flower. We're just finishing, I think. It's looking like it's just finishing. Hard to tell. But the sun's been that strong. He probably hasn't been able to do much this year. This was lovely. This had lovely white pom-poms on it. But this is finished now. I think this is a verbena, viburnum. I think that's the name I'm looking for. I'm not sure, but it's got pom-poms on it. Very pretty. And then along here, as you can see, the wistaria's now got only 1 or 2 flowers left on it. This is my septida, just about to come into flower. Got some nice rosebuds on it. Sadly, it's got green fly on it, so I need to treat that. But that's just simply because we've had so much hot weather. There you go. Simply because we've had so much hot weather, it's just not been able to do anything. Excuse my shadow. This area here is looking very pretty, with all the wild euphorbias in there and that wild yellow flower. The gentleman at the back very kindly said I could have sawdust out of the back, so I've been mulching the garden with that. So that's been very useful. I moved a rose last week, and unfortunately it's not doing very well because it just got scorched, so I'm hoping it perks up. Along here now, I've moved a couple of things. Look, a generous gardener just starting to come back. I put a couple of miniature roses here. One here and one here. It's difficult to see which way to stand this morning. Got a rose there, a rose there. There is a peony under there. And then this is generous gardener. She's got a flower here, a bit squished. Another couple of buds at the back here. And then I popped another couple of roses here. I've got one miniature rose there, then I've got a fuchsia, and then I've got another miniature rose. This is my wild rose. I think it's going to start flowering because it's got a flower bud on it, so that's good. I planted a pink pampas grass at the back there. I don't know whether you can see the label, but it doesn't seem to be coming. I think it was far too dry, far too hot. This is my wild bit. Not really doing much with this year. It has got fruit in it, and they did blossom, so hopefully I'm going to get some fruit. Excuse the noise. Another daisy. This is another rambling rector. Isn't it amazing? Doesn't seem to mind the shade either, look. Amazing flowers. Another one here. Oh! Thought I'd lost it then. Another beautiful flower. So there's not much happening here. I have put another rose in, but it doesn't seem to be very happy. I think it's this laurel, you know. I think this laurel's killing it, so I'm going to have to kill off the laurel. And hope that it comes back. I need to give it a feed, I think. I'll give it some compost and see if that perks it up. So I'll do that today, in case we get more rain. That's my other wild bit. This is up in the woodland walk now. Oh, look at this lovely thistle. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This is one of those Morrison's plants. I'm loving this. This is lovely. I've got a red one and another purple one down the garden waiting to go in. That yellow there is my buttercup rose from David Austin. Let me see if I can show you. See if I can get in and show you. Look how delicate that is. Isn't that beautiful? It's called Buttercup. Don't know if it's got a scent. I can't dip down at the minute. Needs deadheading. But yeah, not much else happening in here yet. Look at the flower heads on this. You see that? Isn't that lovely? Don't know whether that's before the flower or after. I think that's after the flower, but I'm not sure. And then over here, there is another Septidae here, which is David Austin. I'm loving this geranium. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. I do love this one with the black centre. It's absolutely beautiful. I've got another geranium to go in that's in the box in the greenhouse, so I need to get that sorted. And then this bit here was looking so beautiful last week, but that heat just finished it off. So I need to tidy it up. I've got dahlias in here somewhere, so I'm hoping they're going to come back. Look at this dianthus, isn't it lovely? Isn't that gorgeous? I've got two. And then I've got a geum next to it, but again, it's all just gone, as you can see, it's all just gone to seed with the heat. It's not liked it at all. So I don't mind too much with that campion. That's mainly a spring flower anyway. Haven't finished planting this yet. A lot of the plants that I have bought are going to go in here to fill this border and fill the rest of the border along that side down there. Got peonies to go in. I think that's about it. Oh, do you want to see lark ascending? Lady of the Lake's not really doing anything at the moment. Looking a bit worse for wear with the weather. And this side as well, because I've got two on either side. There is going to be an arch here at some point. Haven't got round to it yet. There's my buddleia. It's a nice white one. No flowers as yet. Got another one here. No flowers on that one yet either. But as you can see a lot of that Quaker grass. I do love it. I love the way it bounces around, but I don't want it all over the beds. So here's lark ascending. Look at that. Something's been munching my flower. But it's the most amazing flower. It opens up like the buttercup into a peachy colour. And then as the sun ages it, it goes pink. So yeah, I really like that. That's lark ascending. So I think that's about it really. Gordon's lily hasn't flowered yet, but I'm sure it'll flower soon. Remember the first time I came to see Gordon? Well, one of the first times, and when I came he said, go and have a look at this flower over by the hedge, trying to do an impression of him. But he said, there's a strange flower that's growing over the hedge, go and have a look. And at the time there was no gap in the hedge. I couldn't stand here. I had to walk all the way down to the bottom of the garden to walk round to go and have a fight through the hedge to go and try and find this lily. And this was it, and he'd forgotten he'd put there, and it's like a pink and a peach tiger lily. And it's absolutely gorgeous. So I've dared not move it. I don't want to move it because I don't want it dying on me. But it seems really healthy there. It seems to really like it there, so I've just left it. But it's got a nice flower head on it now. So I'm hoping that it's going to do well this year, in memory of Gordon. 101 he'd have been this year if he'd survived. He died at 97, nearly 98. So he did very well. But yeah, I need to sort this area out because there's far too much geranium, so I'm going to move it round up the top part of the garden and let it grow under the trees. So you can see that lark ascending now. Look, it's beautiful. Can you see that? This is the cream foxglove. Isn't it lovely? The bee seems to like it still. It's trying to get in the flower. You can't get in the flower. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some seeds off that and sow that in the garden. Because white, this is just a wild one and it's just sort of grown white. I don't know why. But yeah, it's a wild one. It's just grown white. I don't know why. But it's looking lovely. Right. I think that's it for today. I can't think of anything else to show you. I'm sat in the shade because it's getting very warm in that sunshine. And even though we had that storm last night, it's still very warm. But yeah, I just thought that I'd have a little catch up with you in the shed, let you know that we're all here, we're all still standing. And even though I got the life frightened out of me, I'm okay. Yeah, so other than that, I think that's it for today. If you do like my video, please do like and subscribe. Please do hit that notification bell because I've noticed on YouTube that only about 25% of you who are subscribed have got the notification bell switched on. And if you want to keep up to date with the channel when new videos are posted, you need to hit that little bell, and then YouTube will know that you want to be told when I upload a new video. So yeah, that would be really helpful. If you do want to keep up to date, hit that bell. There's a little bell next to the subscribe button underneath the video, and then that'll tell you when I upload new videos. So yeah, I'm going to take myself off to the coffee shop now and go and buy myself a cup of coffee with a lovely generous donation from one of my viewers, and put my videos up. So I'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.